We're back, and it's day 16.
So why don't you go ahead and grab the whiskey?
Okay.
So I got my Lauren Bacall voice going on because I think there was a few episodes back where, karma can be a real biatch. Where I think I joked around about having COVID at one point. It was a non-issue. Well, karma got me. Got it pretty good. So this one's going to come out a little bit late. So if our tasting notes and everything are off, tough shit. And we're doing this as kind of we're just whipping it together. So iPhone, I don't know, it's probably one of our better ones.
Yeah,
but
probably.
Who knows? If it's crap, that's what it is. So we're just rolling with it. So Ann, what whiskey do we have today?
Tonight we have Talisker single malt scotch whiskey.
Yeah, so this is the Distiller's edition. So you can go ahead and pour it and start nosing it. So Scottish single malt, this is from the islands. So this is going to be a heavy peated scotch. In years past, for those of you who are new, we typically have done 2, maybe even 3 peated scotches. I know it's not a favorite of a lot of people, but as people go on their journey, they tend to develop an appreciation of the smoky scotch. Some people just never like it, and that's fine. So Talisker. Talisker's been around forever. It's the oldest working distillery on the Isle of Skye.
Oh.
So my plan when I knew we were having this whiskey was I was going to sing the whole Skye boat song, like they do on the Outlander.
Yeah.
The whole thing. But I think looking at it now, I think the cameras. So if we're like on a boat, I really don't care. Anyways, it's been around since 1880 on the shores of Loch Harput. That's wrong. But it's a Gaelic-speaking area known as the Gaeltacht. Diageo owns it, so big spirits consortium. They also own Guinness and a bunch of others. I think Cardew, if I remember right, probably own Cardew as well. But one of the neat things about the Talisker distillery is they use copper pots with a swan neck line arm. So the line arm's the big thing that comes over the top. So as the vapors go up and they hit and they get up there and they lose their kinetic energy, they tend to turn back into a liquid and drop into the line arm. But in that swan's neck is a little bit of a bowl, which as it goes up, it creates reflux. So a softer spirit. Instead of it going straight up and out, it'll go up, drop back down, and go through. So, Ann, what do you get on the nose?
I'm getting, it's almost like a smoky floral. Not a heavy smoke, but just like you've been out by campfire and have come inside. But there's a little sweetness to it.
Yeah. Definitely the salty sea spray.
Yeah.
Campfire, bonfire, but not like the heavy barbecue-y peats that we get on some of the other ones, like an Ardbeg. It's not as iodine-y as a Lagavulin. But there is like that raisin sweetness in there, probably a little bit from the sherry cask. Yeah. I'm guessing from the, see, I do this for all of you. Right here on there. Seasoned in American oak casks, double matured. Yeah. Okay, go in.
All right.
What do you got?
It's got a little heat, a little bit of, I don't want to say cinnamon, but I know, but it's some kind of spice in there. But it kind of filled my palate, and then it was like a slow runaway kind of.
Yeah.
It got kind of sweet at the end.
So I challenge you, instead of saying cinnamon all the time,
Yes.
like a pepper. is it a black pepper or a white pepper?
I guess it's a white pepper.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think there's that white pepper heat.
Yeah.
Obviously, the peat in there. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it, a little bit viscous. By the way, 48.5 horsepower, 91.6 proof, and this was around $90. And interesting with which you'll see a lot of times, especially in the Scotch world. I'll come back to you. So these distiller editions can be actually really good. They're usually non-age statement, so they're not going to be your 8s, 10s, 12s, 18s. So there's going to be some younger whiskey in here, which can give it some vibrancy, but blend it also with some of probably their older stocks, probably in a little less percentage. But years ago we had the Dalwhinnie Distillers edition, which I think is a fantastic whiskey. I actually think that one might have an age statement on it though. But there's that definite touch of salt on the profile.
I feel like it becomes a little more oily the longer I leave it in my mouth, and it feels much richer as well.
Yeah, and I think the key thing for those of you who can handle peated scotch, smoky scotches, I think what you'll find is you work your way through these, and I go back to the black coffee, adage that no one drank black coffee or coffee in general the first time and really liked it. It's a journey that you go on, but you're kind of rewarded once you get past it. Like the second taste on this, the peat's there, but the brain doesn't recognize it.
Right.
To me, it's like that candied pear sweetness, and I find that a lot of the Islay scotches, the Ardbegs, not so much the Lagavulins, but the Taliskers, you really can pull out those sweet notes. Because I think the barrels that they use, a lot of the sherry casks and what have you, carry over that residual sweetness into the whiskey.
Yeah.
Kind of a medium finish. Would have liked a little bit longer finish to it. There's that lingering smoke, obviously. You're getting the like a dried oak note from it. But overall, good whiskey, worth $90. Yeah. I think the Talisker 10, which is probably $20 cheaper, probably just as good. But thought it'd be interesting to try it.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it on the top, but
no.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Different flavor palette.
Yeah.
So.
And this one, the reason behind pulling it in, I have to at least have one.
Yeah.
Smoky scotch. But the other thing too is pretty well distributed, so probably can find this around you. If you want something other than just your regular Talisker, might be an option for you. But overall, decent dram.
Yeah.
Decent whiskey.
It's good. Good to try it.
All right.
Yep.
Shout outs. Dan Kiernan, Jim Murphy, and Paul Radomski.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Annie, toast us out.
All right. May your heart stay young, the whiskey be old, the cork loose, and the adventures bold.
See you tomorrow.
Cheers.
When the money's running low and the bar is closing, we'll just head on down the road where the spirit's flowing. When all the whiskey's gone, whiskey's gone, whiskey's gone. When all the whiskey's gone, we'll be headed home.